goodness, getting ready to go live, and here we go. What you got for me? Good morning. Hold on one second.
Oh, I'm sorry. Never mind. I'll tell you.
Okay, she's gonna tell me later. Welcome, see? welcome. 8:30 a.m. morning mindset. As you can see, we're in a new office. I definitely need to get the lighting fixed because I can see that it's dark right here. Let me know. We got things you need to tell me. Where you're from, what's the weather, what's in your cup. So it's 44 degrees here. It is sunny. It is going to be windy today. And we've got the white monster in here. But yeah, I need to get that lighting. I need to get that lighting in here if I'm going to do it this way for it. Then I need, what are 5 things you are going to accomplish today? And so we'll talk about that. We're talking about what's going on this week. And now there's people honking. It's a whole new experience. We'll talk about everything that we got going on here and how this week has been. So, like I said, let me know where you're from. What's going on? How was your day? What's up, Chuck? Good morning to you. Renee, greetings from windy and warmer than usual Chicago. I'm tea in the cup. Yeah, 44 degrees. It was gorgeous out this morning, but the wind was picking up, and it is just going to get worse. I had planned on doing window perf today when I saw that the weather was going to be in the 50s. I'm like, yeah, we can get some window perf on the windows and doors. And then I saw it was windy. Yeah, I'm not messing with that. Not even going to try it because window perf in the wind is, even though, it's perf, so wind can go through it, and it's made to block out the sun and stuff. You still got the big backing on it, and so you still got it. It's just not fun. So, yeah, and you can see that there's sun here. It's nice and sunny in here. I'm not in the dungeon anymore. Jerry, good morning. Cold and windy down in there. Yeah, it's getting there. But first, how's the sound? We're using a different mic. Like I said, I don't have the complete setup here, but for what we have, we're going to see how everything works out. But I know I need the mic. I know I need lighting in here because I can tell I'm washed out. The brightness from there is making it really dark in here. So see if I lean back or get in there, whatever. Kelly, good morning. Cold in Florida, 22 degrees in Florida. I'm 44 here, so I'm twice as warm here as you are. And it's 65 and sunny in Florida. Not a bad thing. I should check what New Orleans weather is going to be like, right? And no sun here. Well, if there is sun here, so we've got that on our side. All right. So what are my 5 things that we're going to do? Well, we're going to try some DTF printing, and I'll tell you try here in a little bit. We've got white toner printing to do. We've got invoicing that needs to get done. We've got printed HTV that I'm crossing my fingers to get done. And I've got to get somebody to the airport. What does that mean? Well, Corey is headed down to New Orleans today. She'll be there today through Monday at the, NOLA Glitter guy? Is that right? Which guy is she going to? NOLA Glitter. She's going down there. Kelly's teaching a class down there tomorrow. And so she's going down for the weekend for the class. So if you're in New Orleans, you can hit that up. I think there's still a few spots left on that, but I'm not 100% sure. But she leaves. I think I got to have her to the airport at 2. And that's might throw a wrench in some stuff because you pick the kids up shortly after that. So we might have to have Krista go pick the kiddos up so I can take Mama to the airport. And then on Monday, same thing when she gets back. So that's why that's on our list. Now, DTF printer. So as you can tell, we're in a new spot today, right? Everything is good. No, it's not. I'm not going to lie and say everything is good. The space is good. Everything is fine that way. Movers came Tuesday and, picked it up. You saw we did a walkthrough on Tuesday with Todd, kind of walked around the shop of what we had going in here. After we're done, remember at the end of that show, we said, hey, should I go ahead and set stuff up tonight or should I wait and do it tomorrow morning? And it was like, just set it up tonight. So I was like, yeah, I can probably do that. So the printer was over here and I needed it to be over there. So I spun it around and I start moving it over there. So when the movers set it down, they said, hey, do you get the mounting screws for it? I said, yeah, they're in my pocket. They're like, well, don't forget to mount it down. So they didn't have it set in the spot that it needed to mount in. And so as I pushed the printer across the way, I pushed the printer over. So the printer fell off of the stand. It ripped out the entire ink delivery system. So where the bulk system is at top, it ripped the tubes out of the cartridges. It dented it all to hell. It bent the bracket that holds a bunch. It was carnage. I've got ink all over the floor. Uh, it was uh, it was just not it was just not a good day. The stuff with it, um, yeah, going through it all. Things that are broke on it is the white ink stir is broke. All of the alarms for the low ink alarms are broke, and the reason being is because they got covered in ink and shorted out. So we're going to try and see if possibly we can get those clean. But I keep a pretty good eye on those, so I don't really need them. Um, where the ink cartridge, there's a bulk ink system on top, and it drops down to an ink delivery system in the back. There's a bracket on there that ripped that bracket complete off of it, and when it did it, the tubes that go from the bulk ink delivery into the cartridges ripped out too. Now, when I originally saw it, started putting stuff back together, it was a barb fitting, plastic goes on the top of it, the tubing. I'm like, all right, cool. It just pulled off from there. No, those barbs were amazing. They snapped off. So they snapped off each barb in it. So luckily everything was pinched, so I didn't lose. I did lose quite a bit of ink, but it could have been a lot worse. So that was Tuesday to start getting everything back up and going from there. Hey, how does this work? Can we make this work? How is that? Started going through, fired everything up, and because I had everything locked down still from the move, everything secured internally, everything was fine. Minus that ink delivery system getting ripped out of there, everything is good. So started going through it, ran a couple test prints and to see nozzle checks. Everything was printing good, or everything was looking good Tuesday night. So I needed to see, hey, what am I going to need to get this going? So Wednesday came in, because Tuesday night I can't really get with a tech or anything, but I did call my tech, send him a message and say, hey, I think I might need some parts, and so he had actually called me back on Tuesday night, and with that, we told him what happened, and he's like, oh shit, let's see, let's go through it and figure it out. So I did that Wednesday. We are going to have parts overnighted on Wednesday. We were like, here's what we need. We need new ink cartridges, white ink star. I think everything else was good to go. We were able to print some stuff on it. But you have a big ink delivery system at top, and it goes down to cartridges. Fills from there, fills those up. Why can't? There's no way to fill those cartridges up from the ink delivery system. So that meant I had to go find the smallest funnel I could. Thank you, Harbor Freight. And able to fill those with ink to get us by. Now, temporary solution, we were able to still print. So we are printing, just not at full capacity because of the extra steps that we go. That's why we're not doing any same day rush stuff. That'll probably start turn back up on Monday. So we ordered parts that we thought we needed on Wednesday, overnight to be here on Thursday. Talk to everybody. Yep, we should be able to have everything good to go. Then I get an email back that said, so we thought we were going to be able to ship to you today, but we can't because FedEx came early. Well, by this time we realized, hey, everything's still flowing good out of the ink cartridges. So if I can fill those, then we should be fine. And so that's what we did. And that stuff shipped out yesterday. It says that it's out for delivery currently. So then when it gets here, then it'll be time to go through and do it. Big thing is I don't have a whole lot of time today because we're having to get Corey to the airport. There's printing that we are going to be able to do. So this might be, then with Corey being gone, hey, for whatever reason, kids need an adult in their life. So just can't leave the littles at home. So I probably won't get into that till tomorrow because I'll just get up, come to the shop. And that's one of the things. Being at home, if this happened, I can, no problem. Having a shop now, it changed the dynamic of things. It just can't, go into the basement. It's more of a process to do things. It is, if I can get in here, my plan is to get in here tomorrow. Krista doesn't work. So if I get up in the morning, come in and I can get everything great on it, we'll be squared away. And then we'll be back at full production Monday. But things have been slower this week. That's why I said, 3 to 5 business days, 5 to 7 business days on some orders, depending on what things were, because we don't know. We don't know. Sometimes when somebody orders, 300 feet of transfers, that's a day of printing. So if we can space it out to go through it, that's what we try and do, and we can still get stuff out and it's rush jobs and things like that. But we are looking to be back fully on Monday, providing everything this week goes fine. So that was our fun there. Now, Dirk, when Dirk showed up, Dirk was not printing the greatest yesterday. And I don't know if that was from the move too, but trying to get this one in order before that one. He's not, I don't think he was happy with the move. And so I need to spend time on him to get him going. But we should be good. The great thing on that is if I need to, we have another EcoSolvent printer here, so I'm able to print on that. So that's kind of a bonus about having two pieces of equipment that are the same. If one's down, I can use the other one, but it's a matter of getting everything going and working on that way. So that was a drama that we had a DTF printer. That guy, Clifford, fell off the stand, was on the floor, and it was totally in slow motion. I tried, if I would have had somebody here, I would have been able to save it. It literally happened 2 minutes after Corey walked out the door, because we were debating on it. She's going to stay. I'm like, no, yeah, I'll go ahead and stay. And as she left, I wouldn't do it, and it just went. It got part of the wall, so it's all dented up on that side all around. But I was able to not cause as much damage as I think that could have. So I think we really, really saved ourselves on that, and it made me super, super happy about that. Why did I still have no sun up there? Sounds good there. Yep, sounded good. You almost missed it. Well, hey, we're here now, Jen. We got Jen's white toner stuff, boom, and her transfer stuff. So that should go from there. Fun fact, Renee, did find them. But this is how I found out Dirk wasn't printing well. The centers of all those were not on the same outline. So all the O's, all the G, anything that had an opening did not cut. So I sent it to Soak and Clean last night because I printed a couple of them, and we were going to do our best to get those all taken care of so they get out to you today and you have them tomorrow. So we've got that on our side. So I did find them, and then I'm like, oh, wait a minute, this part didn't get weighted. Oh, no. And with those files being pictures coming through as EPSs over there, it is such a ginormous pain to bring it back in and do it. So it was a start from scratch type of thing. But they are over in the print room, and when I get done with this, I'm going to go over there and send it to print, see how everything is, make sure everything's clean, good to go, and then we'll be fine and ready to go. So that's what we got. That's what's going on there. Pilar, good morning to you. Pilar got printed HTV out to her yesterday. So that was fun. That was not fun or exciting, but for the most part, it was a fun order to do over the last month. More stuff added, stuff taken away. And I thought that some of the stuff we printed, and then I look back and no, it was different colors. And so it was good all the way around. A few Facebook user, good morning to you. Remember, Facebook and StreamYard don't always play nicely together. So what you can do is just join us over at fatdadlive.com, and that will get you over to the YouTube channel side of things. Anything you do from here? No, I think everything's good because it's there to cut. Now I just need Dirk to get back online printing well enough today to get some stuff out. But that's the goal. You're that first one there. So what else do we have going on? Well, this week we had Santa here. Santa came on Wednesday, which was a fun night. It was good to see some people who didn't know exactly what we did. They knew what we did, but they hadn't seen what we did, for a while. And a lot had never came to the mall location, so we picked up new customers since then and didn't realize, hey, oh, wow, I didn't realize you did this. Oh, wow. So, it was good to see that. And then I had another friend say, so you could rent out the garage for like parties and stuff. We didn't even think about that. They're like, you got a kitchen, you could do everything here. So it was good there. Santa had a good turnout. It was good all the way around. So I was really happy to get that done. And then, like I said, a lot was to get stuff done and out the door, to try and get stuff. So he said, I'm hoping that the parts that are out for delivery today gets us 100% back to operational, because that was such a sick feeling watching, $25,000 printer decide to fall off the back, knowing it was your fault for not, it was nothing the movers did. They told me, I knew. I thought it was just set in place like how it unrolling, and it would have been fine till I got over there, and then I can get underneath and do it. And just that was it. Just slow motion, just doom, doom, doom. It was not fun, but that's part of the business, right? You have to take the good with the bad. You have to plan for that. That's why we have a contingency plan in place in case something happens. But luckily, we did not need that. We're able to still meet deadlines and push things out the door. We're just not as efficient at it today. And then today, I said we're trying to get as much printed as we can, because I got to get Corey to the airport. She can't be late getting down to New Orleans, and then I'm more than likely coming tomorrow and get a bunch of stuff going today. So that get tomorrow. So that's that. Tanika was here till like 2 this morning, getting caught up on embroidery stuff, because he had a couple big size orders that came in that she wanted to get out before the end of the week. So she says, I'm coming back and I'm just going to bang this all out, which that's the thing, we try in business in general, we try and plan our days out. Here, I'm going to keep this schedule, but being the business owner allows you to work 37 hours a day, right? When there's jobs that need to get done, if you don't have somebody to do them for you, they're on you to do. So then you have to decide. It's more important, is it watching, what's the newest Netflix thing? Is it worth watching, a couple episodes at $18.99 or getting some work done? So that's the big things, is you just have to prioritize, because there's a lot of times you want to, not work, and that's fine. That's on you, but know that work's still there when you come back to it. So for us, that's where we know I'm most likely going to be in here tomorrow, getting things caught up in order what it is. I just was going through stuff, and I've got invoices on some of our B2B clients that we do, which I haven't done for a while. I need to get those out. Some of our, and these are ones that have house accounts with this. And somebody said, hey, wait, you can get house accounts with you? Absolutely. You got to spend, $10,000 a year to be able to do that. And then we bill out here, usually, 15-day net on it. I'm not a bank. You have a credit card. You can pay with it on that. But, usually we need, some kind of, we can work out terms, but for the most part, yeah, everything is great there. But I just like to get paid. I like to get paid on my money. And then it's on me to invoice that out, right? Like if there's not stuff there that I'm not invoicing out, 100% my fault. And that's why I go through. I'm like, yep, need to do this. Yep, need to do this. Yep, need to do that. Need to go through it. I'm like, yep, this all is on me. So, I need to get better at prioritizing that. And I think being here is going to help that, because it can be a little more focused on it. The other thing that I'm running into is just, I've really slacked off on our posting. Reason being is Buffer hasn't been working the way that I've needed it to. It keeps giving me errors. And so, even on YouTube and shorts and reels, we were really good, on average piece of content across all platforms. We were doing, 5 to 10 pieces of content on Instagram, reels, excuse me, Facebook, YouTube. What am I missing? There's something I was with Instagram. So we had, 35 to, we had 25 to 35 pieces minimum a day. And now we might be lucky with 1 or 2. Excuse me. And that's because that wasn't working the way I needed it to. So I need to get back into that. We're busy. Business is great, but I need to stay consistent with that, so business doesn't drop off. Business doesn't slow down. Now we are in December. This is the first show of December. Welcome to the 12th month of the year. And so I got to ask, how are you doing on your goals? I will be the first to admit, I really did not accomplish a lot of the goals that I wanted to this year. I don't think there's enough time in the year to finish some of those. One of the great compliments that I got on Tuesday was multiple people said, wow, you've really lost some weight. So I was excited about that. Am I where I wanted to be? No. Do I feel better? Absolutely. And that was what meant the most to me. It wasn't about the numbers. It was how I felt. And can I feel better and do more? Yeah. But I've gotten there on that. Our goal was to have 10,000, members in the Facebook group and across YouTube and Instagram. Yeah, we're not even close to those. I didn't push it, about 3 months in the year. I said, yep, I was going to set up a plan for it. I fell off on that wagon. As far as our financial goals, yep, we are hitting those. So that's where I look at, yep, that did good. Could it do better? 100%. How did it get better? If I did the other things that I needed to do. So taking responsibility to know the reason some of this didn't happen was because I didn't do it. Nobody else made it not happen. It was me not doing it. So taking that responsibility is something as a business, or it's a tough pill to swallow. Oh, this didn't work out. Yeah, it's not Facebook's fault. It's not Instagram's fault. It's not nobody's fault but your own. You didn't do enough in it. Uh, in the group, I posted. Bruce from Printavo did an interview with owners of Five Boys Printing, and if you don't know them, they're really known for doing 100 soft style shirts for $3.99. And people are like, there's no way they can make any money doing that. But I think they're running 2 autos. They're buying 75,000 either dollars or pieces. I'm going to go back and see at a time. So yeah, they can do that. But they're spending $900 a day in Facebook ads, and they say on average $900 a day. He talked about the day before was $921 ad spend, and it did $21,000 in sales. And he said, hey, it didn't just happen overnight. We had to keep working at it and get the right things in, and that's what it does. It just takes work. You got to put in the work. Things are just not going to happen for you. And I know some people think, hey, look, I got a printer, I got a cutter, I got a heat press, I can order some transfers. I'm a business. That is somewhat true. Yes, you are a business, but you got to get in the work to get the business, right? You can run this business without any pieces of equipment. You can sub out everything. You can have shirts done for you, do a little markup on it, and there's nothing out of pocket. And then you can move into a press and order transfers, or you can get a cutter and start with decals, and you can do a lot with that. Start small, get great at it, and then grow from there. I've seen a lot of people this year bring on a lot of stuff, right? Like, oh, I'm going to get into sublimation. Oh, I'm going to get into laser engraving. Oh, I'm going to get into embroidery. Oh, I'm going to get into DTF. And DTF is the one I've seen a lot of people fail the most in, just because of, excuse me, just because the amount of maintenance that goes into especially the converted desktop printers. So I've seen a lot of people lose on those. So just research before you get into something. Make sure it's all good for you and everything that you need. But how are you doing? How are you doing on your goals? The show is only as good as my questions to you and your replies to me. We can keep these going for a while. We can cut them off there. But like I said, for us, we have got a busy day in a short amount of time. If I have Corey to the airport in 5 hours, hopefully parts show up and I can get that back up at 100% operational. Otherwise, that'll be Monday. We've got we've got glitter to do. We've just got a lot to do. So I think on the best note, it's time for us to get out of here. What are we doing right now? We got anything going on? Oh, that was why there was no DTF bundle drop yesterday. Not being able to print to 100% capacity, have it there. I also didn't have a camera. I had the laptop one here, but not having that set up. So I need to get back to making that setup better so I can get in there. But next week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, of course, morning mindset. Tuesday with Todd, not 100% sure. We just might talk more about the setup, how everything is in here, because this is the print room for DTF. The studio is going to be in the next office over, but that is storage right now because we had everybody bring their stuff in and we're going through it to see where it's going. I did confirm, I think 100%. Let's just say there's a 90% chance it will be bringing wide format sublimation printing in-house. So do you need, and I'm not 100% sure on the size. It might only be 48 by 48, but baby blankets, pillowcases, all over print shirts. What am I missing there? Towels, beach blankets, doormats, things like that. We're actually going to run through Level Up, and we're going to have a wholesale side of that, so that way we can, help everything out here. We'll get you more information on that as that comes available. So hang me there. You need a Medicine Balm tea, 1 tea bag, each peach and mint, packet of lemonade, crystal light, and honey taste, a couple drops of peppermint extract to help. I got this right here. Between this, because if you don't know, in the Midwest, this is what happens. Once the weather starts changing, things start getting dry out, which in here, it's not too bad. We'll got to get the humidifier going. But typically we're, 60% humidity in here, and it's 70 degrees. So it feels very amazing in here. But it's just that time of year in the Midwest. And there's this cold that's going around here in the Midwest. I know people that have had it now for like a month, where it just is lingering, and there's not a whole lot you can do. They're like, yep, there's nothing. There's nothing really wrong with you. You just got a cold. Just deal with it. So yeah, and for us and our family with our kids, where it starts with one and just gets passed around, this will be the next couple months. Somebody will get it, pass it to the next one. The first person gets well. Second person is feeling like crap. They give it to the third person. Third person starts feeling like crap. Second person starts feeling better. Third, they give it to the fourth person, and then that whole circle just keeps going on for that. What? Totally screenshot that. What? Oh, this. Renee just posted in the group so that we can see it. It's a Starbucks copycat, and it works so well. All right. So you need to post that for us and tell us on there. All right. Like I said, what is this? Boiled grated ginger, 1/4 cup fresh lemon, and 1 cup water. Seep and drain honey to taste. Old school original Terrafood. I don't know if I trust you. The last time you poisoned Corey, remember we thought she was going to die because you gave her mercury or silver or something. So I don't know about your voodoo witch doctor skills. I don't know about that, because you have no taste. I mean, remember Mexico, sitting there, and they kept bringing you the hottest peppers they could, and you ate them like they were cotton candy, and the people didn't believe it, and so they took bites, and then they were going to die from that. So you're a rare breed, Pilar, 100%. What is it? The silver is good. Yeah, I don't know about that. That recipe doesn't have any metal in it. Well, that's good to know. There's no metal in it, and we will be fine, ready to go with it. All right. I said we'll do this again next week. You guys have an amazing weekend. Get back after it. Make your list. Check it twice. Find out who's naughty or nice. All that fun stuff that comes along with it. Peace, love, press on. We will see you guys Monday.